Ready? Morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, all right now. All right now. Yes, I.
Set
Yes,
up,
I.
he clear up the us, yeah?
Yes, I.
Lay my honey.
Bali the man now.
Okay.
Yes, I. You don't know, we say that. Well, before we continue, we just want to welcome all of you to Radio Market.
Yep.
Nice to be with you this morning. Nice to have you online with us. We are on TV as well. If you want to put TV on in your homes, we are on TV, and we are on Facebook, I think. And are we on YouTube as well?
Not sure, is it?
I have to check to see if we're on YouTube, but I just want to welcome all of you to Radio Market this morning. It is the last day of May. Wow, the 31st of May, 2025. And the time is 24 minutes past the hour of 10. Final day in the month of May, you know, guys.
Yep.
Charlie, you don't
So-
think that the earth is spinning a little
Faster.
faster?
Yeah.
Yeah, things going on, man. Big things are going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it can't be that. Yeah, I remember when we were younger, it used to take a long time. But even the younger folks are recognizing that time is just going by with a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Look, you tell somebody Monday, have a good day, and by the next thing you're saying is have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes even you reach Wednesday, you think because it's going so fast,
Yeah.
right?
But you know how you're aware of it too? The Saturdays, it come by so quickly.
So we have to number our days.
And
David
utilize
teaches
the
us to number
time
our
very
days.
wisely.
Yeah, right. That's what he said. Okay. So how you all doing? How was your week?
Well, giving thanks as usual. Start a little project, so I'm out walking right now. Yeah. Otherwise than that, it was just
Okay.
giving thanks and
What
praises.
about Boyar?
It's been, a productive week for me. Been,
That's it?
Yeah.
Been productive. In
Giving
time
thanks.
for what?
Listen, I want to give thanks to the electricity department. They came by, and I have some coconut trees were overhanging near to the wire. And they trimmed them for me, and they cut them down, including the mango tree. And they did an excellent job. And I want to commend them for that.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. Yeah, that's good because it's helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
we're getting into that time tomorrow.
that
isn't
time,
it?
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
They're being proactive. Prevention is better than cure.
That's right.
So
That's
true.
right. I want to say thanks to Wanga though. He came and he did some work at my home
Yeah.
and he painted my wall and so.
Yeah.
Well done. He and
Thank you.
Mr. Agard.
Yep. Thank
Pro
you.
style one.
Yep.
First time?
Pro
Pro
style.
style.
Oh,
Pro
pro style.
For
style.
style.
That's the name of your company?
Yeah.
Pro Style?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Pro Style.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love my wall. It looks good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it every day. I come down and watch to see what I want to put on it. You know, what I want to do with it.
And then now we
Yeah.
have the knobs to change them and
Yes,
you know.
yes. And
would-
they did
would
the
even
kitchen as well.
uplift it a little
Yeah.
more, yeah?
Really, really good. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Yes, And then I got a nice picture from Boyak last week.
Did you put it up as yet?
I put it up, but I can move it. I have. It had to be strategic, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
You're testing.
Yeah.
I'm testing. You know, yesterday I was saying, yesterday I was with my friend, Essington Watts, right?
Yeah.
Really, really good friend of mine. We go way, way back.
He's
and
a
so-
good guy, man.
Yeah, right? So he said something to some guy. We were driving, and the guy, and we talked about how we'd just
That's what he said.
find something to, like we call each other different things, and you just don't know the person by what they say.
Right.
Because he said something to the guy, hope she going, or something, so.
Okay. Right.
And he said, hope she going. And I said, it's just so Boyak and Wanga and all of us got the same thing, resting.
Resting,
And
yeah.
you pass somebody and don't play with them. Set up
Everybody got
criminals.
Everybody got
Everybody
the
got a little
slang.
slang. That's
Yeah.
So I was saying, I wonder, I'd love to hear what people have to say, like what did they say when they pass people and so.
So I tell you, there's a guy up my way. He's lived in Bermuda a long time, but he resides here now. Every time he passed by, he says, he see me doing something, he said, there's always something to do unless you don't want to do it.
Right.
And then the reply is, you better believe it.
You know, I mean, Mick them had a lot too.
Yeah.
Mick used to call he and Element boop boop to boop boop
Yeah.
whenever they see each other. You know, and it's just like
And-
they
and
just got these little things.
ignition.
Ignition. You got these little things that, and sometimes they catch on. Other people will
Yeah,
catch on to
yeah.
it, but they have no idea where it comes from. You know,
And what it mean.
what
right.
it means. But we just
Yeah.
catch on to it and
Yeah.
we say it.
But the guy Watts, he's a good guy, man. Even since he's a police.
He was a policeman,
Yeah.
man. That's what Essington.
Yeah.
When he was a police.
Watts used to work on the Coast Guard. Ask him when you see him.
I must ask him that.
Yeah.
From Boyd's?
Eh?
From Boyd's?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I stand to be corrected, but I could swear that I
Sammy
seen
Watts is his father.
Sam, the guitarist?
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. But he's a good guy.
If that's so,
Yeah.
well, well, I must
Yeah,
find out
I-
about that. But
yeah.
then I'm at Youth Skills.
Yeah.
He deal with like, and the at-risk youths and so he used to deal with
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I see him
and,
in Coast Guard
in
uniform. already,
government.
man.
But I don't know.
Ask him when you see him again. Or if you're listening,
But
call
we-
in and let us know.
But we get along. We get along very
Good
well.
guy, man.
And I'm like since in the 90s.
Okay.
And we have kept the relationship.
Right.
Always, and he's very, very, very helpful, as you say.
Okay.
Very
He's a good
helpful.
guy. He's a
Always
good
helping
guy.
out somebody. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
His mom used to work at OTI.
Okay.
I forget her name, but his dad,
That's probably after my
Is-
mother's time.
probably.
Yeah.
His father is Sammy Watts.
Okay.
Sammy Watts. He still have a thing in St. Thomas, I think, you know. He had a disco, or he had a night spot, or he had something he used
But
to
he
do.
lives in the States now.
He live in the States now?
I believe so.
No, I think he's still in St. Thomas, but I don't know. But I think...
Okay.
You know who we used to play with here?
Who?
Bertie.
The Bertie
The Bertie
brothers?
brothers. Yeah.
Across George Street.
Yeah.
We have a caller. Hi, good morning.
Morning, is this Market Corner?
Hi, morning.
Good morning, is this Market Corner?
Yes, Radio Market.
Yeah, Radio Market, yeah. You all ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I have something special.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending NCR papers.
What was that?
NCR papers.
NCR papers.
Yeah, that's papers you print on without using carbon. I mean, no carbon required.
Okay.
In packet of 500 or box
500.
500.
Uh-huh.
Size is 8.5 by 11.
What was that?
Size is 8.5 by 11.
5, 8.
Size is
Size.
8.5 by 11.
Oh my gosh. 8.5 by 11.
11, yeah.
Colors are white, CF, what a B, sorry, white, B.
You're kind of like
Muffled.
muffled and so. How much for them?
$1,000 a box.
$1,000 a box?
Yes, 10 in each box. 10, 5.
Okay.
Get white, they could get yellow, they could get pink.
Okay, when they call you, what's your number?
0,
660
0819.
0819.
Yes,
Got you covered.
okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. So, yes. So, it's NRC papers, 500 count, size 8.5 by 11. And it's 10 in a pack or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, she says
10 in a
it's
pack for $1,000.
$1,000 for the packs, for the box.
Yeah, so it's basically like $100 for
Okay.
100 pack.
All right. So, we off the mark. We off the mark.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So call are we? We still have the what it was again? The watts. The watt. Step up, step down transformer, that is.
Yep.
Right? The
Yep.
step up, step down transformer for $2,000. No. I forgot the amount. I forget to put in the amount? It's 2,000 watts. And you can call 663-1570. But I think they gave me
I didn't remember him saying the price though.
Yeah, I remember saying the price.
I know.
663-1570 is the number to call for the step-up, step-down transformer. Okay, so any comments over there, Buyak?
Yeah, we have a lot, quite a few. We have dedicated persons, such as Ramona Crawford saying good morning,
Yes,
Jazzy Wanga and
Ramona.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Have an
morning,
excellent
Ramona.
weekend. Blessed love to you guys. We have Joan Thompson saying, hey, my peeps, especially my favorite lady, the one and only Jazzy D.
Yeah, right
A
now.
pleasant good morning to you guys. Blessing always.
Thank you.
Jackie A saying, top of the morning, family, Wango, Jazzy D, and Buyak. Blessings, blessings, and blessings. Another wonderful weekend. When you all are a part of it, enjoy your day, everyone.
To you as well, my sister.
Tau says, buenos dias, bon dia.
Yes. Okay.
Mia familia, Wango, Buyak, and Jazzy. You are definitely on YouTube, Jazzy. That's how I both listen and watch. May we all have a lovely, strong NI.
Yep.
The t-shirts look great. Hold mine, I beg you.
Buyak, you hear that?
Joan Thompson say, I'm feeling the t-shirts. I would like to get one of your guys wearing Radio Market and call are we. Give a price, please, for all three. And where I can get them, I'm looking for XL.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have Beulah says she's watching from Minnesota. We have Aubrey and Denise Frederick saying good morning from Tennessee. Grateful to be on the wake up list. And we have Margaret Dorset saying good morning to my favorite Saturday morning friends, as he still looking younger as always.
Thank you.
We have Avril saying good morning, Radio Market family. You guys are looking great. And we have Lawson Merchant, and Jahida saying, watching with,
Yeah, good morning, my daughter.
that's it.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We also have my girl, I call her Destiny, but she is Colleen Gums Filter. She is in Sandy Point and she is listening. Morning Radio Market crew. Morning. So, Buyak, tell them now, you got this shirt. I can take off mine, see? Let me take off mine.
Give them a voice.
And Jazzy, you look really good. Shall take a picture of Jazzy, please.
Bye, hey, this shall alone now, bye.
Shall gotta do something as his
They
photographer.
shall
He has his vantage point is better than mine. I'm being blocked by
We'll do. I'm black a little bit too, but we'll do, you know.
She look good.
Yeah, always.
She models the t-shirt
Always.
with excellence, and I appreciate that.
Yes, so tell the folks the cost.
It's the same cost for all
They
my
don't-
t-shirt.
what-
They don't know it's
what kind of
65. You know, it's on the low
Not
end.
the same cost. The cost of the t-shirt
T-shirt.
is awaiting it.
$65.
$65.
$65.
Is that?
X large
Okay.
is 70.
There you go.
And what is 70?
X large is 70.
See?
X large. So the small, medium, large.
Yeah, because the
$65.
XL and the X large and the 2XL is
X large to XL is 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
So the small, medium, large is 65.
Yeah.
Okay.
From small to large is 65.
See, that's
Okay.
my manager is speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Manage. Yeah.
Yeah. Manage.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I. Okay.
Yes.
Last week we were talking about bush, right? And Buyaki said you had a
Yes,
comment.
one of our listeners said to me that they had an experience with the moringa bush where they made tea, and what happened, it decreases their blood pressure that they ended up in the hospital. They wondered and decided to give it a second try, Did that, ended up with the heart specialist. And from that, she's warning, she would like to warn the general public. One has to be careful, like we say, about the dosage that you take, and sometimes you're just allergic to certain plants.
Yep.
You know, it may...
So it was an allergy for her? It was...
Well, I don't know if that's what actually happened, but I'm saying her effects, what she experienced in taking it. And so she decided to stay away from...
And share it with the public.
And share it with the public.
I get that. I get all of that. But you were... I
What-
thought you said it was
I
an
said, no,
allergy.
I was saying the possibility that, you know, because
Because, I mean,
people,
everybody's body reacts to things
There
differently.
you
So
go.
it might not be an allergy, but
There
they
you
said
go.
it might be too... Maybe she draw too much or something.
or she made a, she,
Right?
I asked her whether it was drawn or it was boiled.
But-
I didn't get a clear answer in it, but I just
Okay.
wanted to say, you know.
Yeah, because
echo
some
her
people... I
sen-
remember once I actually was chewing it, though. I took some leaves off the tree. And I chewed them up and I swallowed them. And I felt it going right through my body come right through my stomach. And then I started to feel heady.
Because you get the full force of it.
Yeah. So I said, I said, with this thing, it really does something to your body.
But it's the same kind of effect that the people who put snuff or tobacco in their mouth, what they do with actually the saliva, they chew on it, and it gets their adrenaline going from there. But you remember chewing on tamarind leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the tree ain't being, and you want that taste,
Something
you just
out of
say, yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, Radio Market.
Okay.
Dog man in the house.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
Well, today, I am having a special today. There are 3 puppies left, so the actual price for the 3 puppies today is $1,300. First come, first serve, all males. We have the combination of the Belgian Shepherd and the German Shepherd, which we call the Super Dog. So today, the discount for the Super Dog, we're going to have $1,300 today, only today, the last day of the month. All Joe 63 2100 when we get the Super Dog at 1300 today, only today. With that say,
I hope you got that some tape here.
Dog man in the house.
Well, my peas. Oh, my goodness. So the special today
It's
is
1300.
1300, okay? The Belgium and the German Shepherd
Yeah.
mix. Okay. I still can't see myself getting none of them there to put in my yard. Okay, Gordon Warner, he says good morning, blessings to everyone.
Yeah, good
Radio
morning,
Market
Gordon.
crew.
To you
Okay.
and Marvel.
Somebody was giving me some advice here, saying that sometimes when callers call you and you can't hear them clearly, it's because the callers are using the speaker feature on their phone to listen to you. So you can just advise them to exit speaker. Okay, thank you very much for telling me. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. That's good morning to the King, Mark the First. Good morning,
Yes,
good
the
Good
morning.
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 Good morning.
Okay, Mr. World. Mr. World, listen. Mr. World, thank you here.
Okay.
He said the lady he was talking about, and he into printing.
Yeah.
So he said NCR papers, and Boyak should know about them. No carbon required. Boyak, explain. You have some explaining to do.
Okay, for example, you see some of the checkbooks,
Mm-hmm.
The receipt books.
the receipt books.
Yeah.
When you on the original, when you print on the original,
It comes
And
out
the duplicate.
And to duplicate.
you would see like a what we used to say a carbon copy,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no carbon paper in between there,
Okay.
so it allow you to print, to offset, to like duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it allow you to print, to offset, to like duplicate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Most of the receipt books are like that, eh?
So you mean the receipt books that has the yellow paper and
Yeah,
the
they have
pink
a yellow
paper
and a
behind,
pink and a white.
or pink and a blue behind or
Yeah,
something, the white
yeah.
on top, and that's what
yeah,
you mean?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
that same type of
Yeah.
paper.
Type of paper.
But hey, carbon paper was awesome, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Carbon
like,
paper
listen,
was awesome, you know.
But this punch out carbon now, it does the same work that the carbon used
Yeah,
to do. But
I know.
but it's better because you see, with the carbon, any movement at all, deposit the carbon on the other side. For example, if your hands rest on it while you're drawing or doing whatever, you just smudge it.
okay.
Yeah.
So it has its, but we have moved on in terms of
But
technology.
carbon was it when we
It
was
was
younger.
oh yeah.
You put
Put it between the
two
typewriter
papers
when you
and
type
put it in
in,
the typewriter,
yeah,
and
and
when
then
you
it-
type in, you ain't got to worry.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, carbon paper was something else.
The carbon paper itself, after a while, it used to get worn like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Big-
yeah.
yeah. But even the typewriter used to have the ribbons.
The
Remember the
ribbon.
ribbons
The ribbon,
again? You got
yes.
to you got to
Red-
wind the ribbon because if
red
you're
and
hitting
black.
the spot all the time,
Yeah,
it
it
it would
get worn out.
it would get
But you
worn
know
out.
what was amazing though? When you want, you had the red and the black, and you
Yeah.
could type on the red.
You press-
and
you-
you
you-
could type on the black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So you just press a button and,
And
Yeah.
raise
go
it up.
to the-
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
yeah.
good morning, Radio Market. Hello. Morning, morning. Morning. I'm hearing a movement in the phone, but can't hear you. Okay, you have to call back. Not hearing you well. It is just about 14 minutes before the hour of 10, and
11.
you're in tune to
For the hour of
ZIZ
11.
Radio Market. But you said, boy, I can see you looking like you're reading.
Yeah, because somebody was saying that it was Doreen Prentice say you can put on your own address, etc. on I guess the papers that she's talking about. And why Duncan said good morning Radio Market, enjoying from Houston. I would like to just make a little announcement here because I would like to tell people who are planning to cook, hold off, turn the pots down, and go to the girls' school because the
Today?
same the Pro Cathedral
Of St. George.
of St. George, along with St. Barnabas, is having the food fair at the
Girls school.
former girls' school
It's today.
today.
Yeah.
It's from 12 until 7. The national dish would be sold for $25.
Okay.
And you can buy chips and participate. They're going to have music. They're going to have food, and they're going to have drinks and much more.
Okay.
And it's
That
a
gonna
worthy
cost you.
cause.
That
It's
gonna
a,
cost you.
huh?
You're advertising for the Anglican Church.
Yeah. I'm begging for them because it's my
Yeah,
church.
yeah,
So
okay.
whatever.
Send the bill to you.
Okay then.
Okay then. All right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys also have information here. Someone is selling
I can send you so you can call in, Wango.
no, the
Go
hips
ahead.
can't take it.
Okay.
I know.
We,
but
see,
that's
we,
what
we
you
just
do anyway.
we're asking for exceptions at
Okay.
times. We won't make it a habit,
habit.
but
no,
we
we
asking
have a
for.
shut call, are we?
Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
Okay.
they have a wooden door, full core. Full core means a solid door. Number to call for info is 767
But you're going fast, eh? And they ain't got a
767.
price.
No, they.
One let the man give you a thing without a price?
When you call, you would get the
no,
price
no,
from
no,
him.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
Okay,
What you think we can tell them?
No.
I take
Take
responsibility
full
for that.
Okay.
Okay then.
Resting.
So the number to call is 767
Uh-huh.
6516
767-65.
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to know how much we
Yeah.
can just
Yeah.
let
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So, Virgin, if you're listening, call in and let us know what is the cost for the door.
Okay. Now talking about the food fair, now it has become food fair, right? It has become food fairs now. Before it was bazaar
Bazaar.
and Mayfair.
Yeah.
Bazaar.
Now
Yeah.
it's food fairs. But
And
it's
Mayfair.
Mayfair and bazaar.
The Mayfair was because it was in
In
May.
May, yeah.
And it's May. So it's Mayfair.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had so many amenities. You had different things going on. I mean,
Yeah.
children when they come, they could dip.
Yeah.
You could play, trying to shoot the thing. You got,
Well,
in
the
the
dip
back.
used to be my favorite thing.
you know, nowadays
But-
there's
and-
nothing. You just go, you buy your food, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
And then the Mayfair, right? In terms of the, remember they used to have Sunday school in that building where they're having the activities.
They still do.
And then
No, man.
the Sunday
Oh, yeah.
school, yeah,
They
that's
still
still
have
do,
Sunday
yeah.
school, yeah.
Yes,
But
yes.
the Sunday school was very vibrant at that time and very much involved, and they used to actually be carrying the Mayfair. Remember, we used to go donkey cart rides and so. This I used to
kind of
look
things
forward to
with
the
the
donkey
Mayfair.
cart rides, child, right?
Yeah.
And the dips, because the dips is like you put your hand in the sawdust
I know.
and you
you
feel
find
it and you
something,
feel
you
it,
pull up.
but most time you get out is one of these little alligator
blue-
crocodile
Yeah.
As,
thing.
as
You
they
know?
call them, a
But,
blue, a
yeah,
blue.
but
You get a blue.
the lucky bag was the big prize in there. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, when you go in and you get a lucky bag,
It's
you
all
know.
over.
I tell you.
Sometimes you go in and you get a sharpener, boy. You vex
Yeah.
it till I want any sharpener. I want a sharpener and a pencil. I vex bad, you know.
Oh, I used to be feeling, going to that, be
why?
feeling.
And it was 10 cents to dip, you
10
know.
cents for a day.
10 cents for a dip. So how much money would you carry? How much money would you carry, like, to a Mayfair?
$50, I mean 50 cents. Some
50
50 cents was a
Also,
lot of money.
And when you carry your 50 cents, you're getting a can of nuts.
You're getting food.
You're getting a hot dog.
And you're coming back
You're
home with
getting a
money.
drink.
And you're still coming
And the
back home.
donkey
You
cat, donkey cat, right, gel.
You dip
The
and you
donkey
get your
cart
donkey
ride
white cat.
used to be different.
Your donkey
In
cat
terms
ride.
of, you got to pay the man on the donkey cart.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
But you're carrying the most 75 cents.
Yeah, that's a lot of
That's
money.
the rich
You're
people.
rich.
75
Yeah,
cents. And,
you're good
well,
to
and
go.
then you got like, you know, some of them gonna make $1 and $1 quart. So you know, you're a friend.
And then so you're
Yeah,
still
them
coming
go-
back home with money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Are your friend boy?
And then you got tea parties. Some people are gonna make it to the little tea parties
Yeah.
because they will be up there
Right.
in the like on a different layers, on a like with the tables and so they're in the yard and you go and you have your tea
I
and
just
your
used to go to
sandwiches
the
and so.
bazaar them, yeah?
But this bazaar
Yeah.
and Mayfair
Yeah,
and I mean.
yeah.
And then remember you had, you know, with the Mayfair, right? Somebody was just saying you had Platt the Ribbon.
Mm.
Platt the Ribbon was big in the Mayfairs, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you tell him he ain't like no Mayfair there.
You know,
Platt the
if the
Ribbon
Platt the
ain't
Ribbon
there.
ain't there, you
It's
had
like
to
no
Platt the
Mayfair.
Ribbon dread.
Yeah, yeah.
Platt the Ribbon was a feature, a
Yeah.
big feature.
Yeah.
I remember Miss Gray, my sister, had me and Beulah McMaster up on a wooden stage that they had make. And when you come in the gate, me and she in some grass skirt dancing to Soul Limbo. I remember Soul Limbo?
Yeah,
That
that was a hot song. Cowbell, yeah.
And Miss Gray got me and Beulah up there dancing to Soul Limbo, yeah. And then you had the McQueens too, because Gracie, the girl Gracie, I forget her,
Ashford?
Gracie Hanley,
Okay,
that was from the village.
okay.
She must be the first McQueen, I think, you know, for convent school. So they had Mayfair, the McQueens and so on.
Convent school Mayfair used to be
The
hard.
bomb.
Yeah,
I
I'm
tell
telling you, it
To
was
me,
hard.
it was the biggest of all.
Yeah.
And Catholic had the biggest bazaars too.
Yeah.
Yeah, them
The,
things. Yeah.
the only bigger event than that there used to be high school sport
Oh yeah, that was all. Yeah,
at the grammar school.
yeah. Pack house.
That was what?
The only event used to be bigger than convent school bazaar
Was sports.
was BHS sports.
Sports there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grammar
yeah.
school. Yeah.
But bazaar used to be huge,
Bazaar
and then
was
you
the
had
thing, man.
haunted house, all kind of stalls they had. You had the book stall. You had, I mean, Mr. Slack. He used to do the Bryson them.
Yeah.
We used to get with Bryson from Bottling Company, and then you got the old oven with the hot dogs in it. I wonder if they got those ovens still. It was a little, it was a
Listen,
tabletop
square,
oven.
yeah,
square.
listen.
And I think, yeah.
You know,
And a store top.
Honest, yeah, you
Yeah.
put it.
my boss, right, was Miss Hazel, right? After bazaar, you want to know what happened. It all kind of burns all over her hands, yeah, because you remember you gotta stick your hand
Stick your hand
on
in
the
to get the
deer,
hot dog,
and
yeah.
you're gonna be careful most of the time. But if you'd be doing it for so often, at some point when you even
You
get
must be
tired,
touched.
something get
Yeah,
touched.
boy, the little thing, one of the bags.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, burn your knuckles. Yeah. Yeah, but that was big.
But they were going. Yeah,
That
the hot
was
dog. The hot dog was the
Hot
thing.
dog was the thing. Everybody had to buy a hot dog.
Because you see,
had
with
it,
the onions, you see
With
what
the
happened?
relish, yeah?
Because what happened is that you go on in there and you just keep smelling it now.
But
Because
they had smelled good, you know.
yeah, so that's where you're
I
going.
know,
Yeah.
I know. They had smelled good for true.
Yep.
So, and that was like the biggest thing.
They used to
You
make some
have-
money from the hot dog sales.
Yeah, boy.
But the hot dog bar always full, you know.
So people used to mostly, the money was going for hot dog and Bryson. Red Bryson or
Hot
something.
dog and drink, you know.
Hot dog and drink. That was like the biggest thing. And then I remember one time, three of my friends had dyed their stockings, you know, to come bazaar,
Bazaar.
and we didn't come.
Oh, wow.
One coach.
One go, yeah. One go. The day wash out, yeah.
Uncle. Oh my gosh, the stockings run. Oh my goodness. But we used to do some things, but dressing too was a big thing.
Those were the days, man.
Yeah, dressing was a big thing. We used to look good, jean jackets and stuff like that.
I used to look good, you know. We look good all the time.
We used to look good.
We still look good.
Well, yeah, I know that. We still look good. We look awesome, considering to
When it
God be
comes
the
to-
glory.
Listen, we
But
just had a thing about us
back
that
then-
we like to look good.
Yeah, we had. And we used to really take pride in the clothes.
That's what I'm trying to tell
In
you.
wearing the clothes,
Yeah.
and so we never just used to put them on because, I mean, my sister was saying, Jazzy, the sleeve them longer than the dress. The sleeve longer than the hem of the dress. You know?
Calm your sleeves, them, you know.
Yeah, because, and the mini dresses, but then when you wear them and
Yeah.
you step in.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you can't go walk any old how and nobody, and by the time Miss Price get the message, you know,
Yeah.
because me and they had no telephone, but they
True.
used to get the information, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see your daughter on the
communication
wall
was on
sitting
it.
down,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
had on a short dress, and so you always got to be looking at what you're wearing. You have to look at how you look. You got to always
Be
be
proper.
aware, especially if you see an elderly person,
Yeah.
because you ain't never know your mother or not. And somehow the news gonna reach home to her.
Back then, everybody knew everybody.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
gotta be at your
And
best at
Charles,
that time.
wait till you be telling your friend about them. They're too fast.
I'm telling you,
They ain't care. They don't know what to do. That's it,
they're
yeah?
not on you. They give you all the information.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
see she?
gosh.
They're
Yeah.
too fast.
I know. Garden Convent had the best bazaars and
Yeah.
nephews. That's true.
Listen, we were rival.
That's true.
I am not. Listen, Anglican was on. I mean,
Back in Bazaar was the best.
yeah, for a
Methodist
period
had
of
good
time. But
Methodist
I would
had a
say,
good nephew too. I used to go Methodist nephew.
Charles, at a certain time,
Yeah.
a convent school was saying it, but prior to that time, Anglican was saying
What
it.
was prior to which time?
Yeah.
But Anglican
Well,
grammar
he
school
was
was
in- he
always
was in
the
the-
grammar school was always saying it.
Yeah.
Charles.
Where are you
You have to be realistic. Convent School Bazaar was the best
Was the
bazaar.
best.
I'm talking about in the days when I'm talking about we had donkey cat and stuff like that. Listen, when I used to go
Convent.
Sunday
Man,
school
boy,
in
man,
Anglican Bazaar was it.
You was good, but convent school was the bomb.
Thank you, Wango. But his but
You
Methodist
gotta
too,
be
you know.
realistic.
Methodist was up there.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you know,
remember Moravian,
I never
and
see
Bazaar
Moravian
much.
Bazaar.
Neither
Never
me-
see a
no.
Moravian.
But I know for sure that Methodist had it behind.
Right.
When you go to the back by the church, when you're going down to the Anglican church, they had a yard. They could go in the yard and
Boys' school yard?
No, there's a whole area in Methodist.
Yeah.
Behind by the manse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we used to go behind there for bazaar and so.
Yeah.
That used to be
Never
awesome
knew that.
too. Yeah.
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 When you go funeral and you go down.
I know,
Right.
but I never knew that they
we
had
used to go behind there
bazaars
for
behind
bazaars
it.
and
no.
things like that. But we used to hit every bazaar and so, you know,
Yeah.
whoever got in it, we go in army, whoever. And we used to,
But that's where the boys' brigade used to think.
the boys brigade.
Yeah, because
Methodist?
they were Methodist.
Yeah.
owned.
Life Boy was also Methodist.
Yeah.
We ha-
Boys
but
brigade.
Life boys.
Yeah.
I only
There was the
remember
junior.
boys and
the-
girl
the-
brigade.
That Life Boy.
They had life boy, but that was the junior. Just like
Junior
how that's how the
before you come.
scouts had.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the junior part before you advance to the
Yeah.
That was lifeguard.
the
Or Boys Brigade is where you advance to, or Lifeguard advance to
Lifeguard
Boys
advance
Brigade.
to Boys
Boys
Brigade.
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 Like boys with the
Yeah,
youth.
was the juniors.
The juniors.
And then where you go
Like
from
Cub
Boys
Scouts.
Brigade?
You go to the scout if you want to.
To the Scouts.
Yeah. The scout, in my opinion, was always bigger than the Boy Brigade.
Yeah.
No, the scouts, they had more. No, I would say the Boys Brigade had more people.
I had more people.
But it was, to me, it was quality versus quantity.
Okay.
the scout was
Okay.
always out there, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Because-
telling you.
And they produce.
Yeah.
So that is why I say
Yeah.
you be in Life Boy, then you advance to Boy Brigade.
Yeah.
And then you get dormant in Boy Brigade, you gotta go to the
You
scout.
scout.
Because the scout had more
More.
activities and
Yeah,
you know, so
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
true.
Yeah.
So then, Anglican was the same Boy Scout?
Boy Scout was the Anglican
Yeah.
and the Cub Scouts was.
Methodist.
No, the Cub Scouts were the juniors to
For
the Boy Scouts.
yeah.
Just like how he's tell you that the Boys Brigade had the
Life Boy.
life.
Which was Methodist. Yeah. The Life Boy and the Boy Brigade was Methodist.
Okay. And so, and Boy Scouts, and who was Boy Scouts? Was just
And
Boy
Cub
Scouts?
Scout, the Cubs.
Cub
the
Scouts
Cubs
was
was the
Anglican.
junior. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts was
Was
Anglican.
Yeah.
But they have they have them all over the country, don't they?
I
That
have
isn't
no
there
idea.
a
What,
Boy
Boy
Scouts in
Scouts?
Sandy Point and
Well,
so?
we have a lot of Anglican churches
Yeah,
all over the country.
churches.
So it was just basically Anglican,
Anglican-
and Methodist.
Basically, yeah.
Some Arabian ain't had no boys.
I'm not
Boys
aware of
Never
it.
seen none of that leg from Methodist. I mean,
Well,
from
Catholic had Girl Guides.
Talking about that, dear, I just want to ask a question. What is the difference between, because I know the Anglican now is pro-cathedral and the Roman Catholic is co-cathedral.
Co-cathedral,
What
yes.
is the difference?
We have a caller,
Between.
1 minute. Good morning, Radio Market.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, advertising handmade fashion.
Something wrong with the phones. I'm not hearing you well. Okay, let me,
Can you hear me?
yes, much better.
Yes. Advertising
Advertising what? Oh boy,
yeah, the line seems like they messed up.
you drop out.
Oh,
Hi, what you said?
Try calling back. Your phone seems as it has a problem.
It dropping out.
Yeah, so try calling back.
Okay, try again, please. Okay. Okay, somebody said they're trying over and over and not getting in. So, let me see. Hi, good morning, Radio Market.
Okay, I'm getting you now.
Yay.
Finally.
I know.
I kept trying all different numbers, right? Okay, listen. Zion Moravian used to have a Messiah in Warner Park. Actually, it wasn't really in May. It used to be called Easterama.
Really?
Yeah, Easterama. It used to be in Warner Park. It was the biggest food fair plus that they used to have in Bastille. That was way back. It doesn't happen now. It has not happened for maybe over 20 years probably, right? But it used to be a very, very big deal, right? That's Zion Moravian Church.
Uh-huh.
However, the Ebenezer S. Street Moravian Church in Mansion, for the past 27 years, they have been having their food fair in May. And today, the 31st of May, is the day for the Ebenezer Moravian Food Fair in Mansion. It used to be held on the lawn by the main road in Mansion, but these past couple of years, it has been moved to the cricket playing field in Mansion because it's such a big event, and it goes from about either 10:30 or 12 o'clock way up until 10 o'clock in the night with food, music, singing, performances, fashion show, etc. So right now that's happening today at Mansion. So indeed, all the different churches have at one time or the other been involved in having food fair / bazaar.
Okay. Does it have anything for the children? For instance, like the dip and that we used to do.
I didn't get that part.
Is there anything like dips and so games for children and so at the food fair?
I haven't seen. I think they have dips at the mansion at the Moravian Church thing in mansion. They have dips as well, yes.
Okay, because
And they have a special drink that they actually. I think they probably should patent this one, right? It's called shrimp pipple. Shrimp pipple also a special drink that they make called shrimp pipple, and they also feature something they call tree mutton as well.
I know tree mutton. Yeah. And shrimp people come from Sanford and them. Sanford and Son, he had shrimp people and all kind of things. Yes.
Shrimp pipple, that's
Yes.
right.
Yes. Okay. Thanks a
All
lot.
right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. And by the way, Jackie, Jazzy,
Hey.
don't forget to remind the callers who are trying to call in to stop trying to listen to their speakerphone on the phone.
Okay.
Because it usually disrupts the quality of the call.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Kingman. Good morning, Radio Market.
Yes, good morning again. Can you hear me better this time?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. I'm advertising handmade fashion leather sandals for toddlers and children. Prices range from $150 to $185. So for parents that are planning on dressing up their daughters for the children match that normally takes place at the end of June.
Yes.
Yes, they can call this number 663-0484
0484
or 760-6674.
6674.
Yes, 760-6674.
Got you covered.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Now my a listener says that Mansion Moravian had boys brigade. She said her mother was an officer.
Okay.
Boys brigade at Moravian, and Mansion has lucky dips, face painting, bouncing castle, and maypole dancing happening today. Maypole dancing will catch me.
Yeah.
The bouncing castles might not. I feel, well, you know, they ain't in the era. They're up to the time. But the maypole dancing, definitely. I'd love to see that.
The maypole is the same plait the ribbon.
Plait the ribbon,
Okay.
maypole dancing, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Methodist had the biggest Mephias in Sandy Point. I believe that. And so we have Moravian Boys Brigade. I'm hearing a feedback. Are you hearing it?
No.
I don't know what it is. Moravian Boys Brigade, Methodist Boys Brigade, and
Life Boy.
Life Boys and Scouts.
No, Scouts was Anglican.
Anglican is Cub Scouts and
Yeah,
Scouts.
Boy
Scouts.
Scout, yeah.
Boy
But-
Scouts and Cub Scouts.
Yeah.
It basically is a universal, but it's in St. Kitts, really.
Those were the
Those were the
churches
churches
yeah.
that, you know, had those kind of
Well,
organizations.
Catholic had guides. Brownies and Girl Guides.
But Anglican had guides too.
Anglican had guides too?
Yeah.
Okay. So most of the churches had guides then. Some Methodists probably had guides, I
My
wonder.
two daughters was in the guides.
And they were in
Brownies
Catholic?
Brownies and the
They used
guys.
to go. They used to go Catholic school.
Okay.
See, that was it. The brownies and the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay. It's interesting,
But
yeah.
you see,
But this whole brownies and girl guys, because they had I don't know if they still celebrate it, but on the 22nd of February, it's called Thinking Day.
Thinking there.
Yeah, and it's Lord and Lady Baden Powell,
Powell,
is who
yeah,
started the
yeah.
Girl Guides
and the scouts.
and the Scouts.
Yeah. Baden Powell,
And
Lord
the
Baden
Brownies.
Powell.
Lord Baden Powell is the Scouts, and
Is the
Lady Baden
Scout.
Powell is the Girl Guides and the Brownies.
There you go.
So I remember we used to go on like different pastures and so for Girl Guides.
Camping?
For Thinking Day, called
Oh, I thinking.
Thinking Day. And we used to wear we uniforms to school, but that used to be a big time because, you know, when you're going out just uniform, you feel great.
Yeah.
So we could wear we girl guides and me brownie uniforms, and then we used to go in the buses, you know, the old time bus, and go on pastures and so.
I could see
to
my
relax.
daughters them now.
Yeah, boy, get you ready,
Dress
right?
them the brownie with the yellow
With the yellow tie,
and,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And the motto is be prepared, right?
Yeah.
For the Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts was be prepared.
Boy Scouts, everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any comments?
Joan Thompson said, I love the tea parties that the Wesley Methodist Church downtown used to have.
Got to give them the props.
Mrs. Hart was one of the organizers.
Yeah, the tea parties. I remember going to tea parties like by different places. Like it's just a backyard, you know, and they put down there the tables and so on. You
Them
have
time they never used to go on a 10 cents or
no,
such.
you just go in the yard and you.
That is what you used to hold the teacup with the
Yeah, you
finger,
hold
the little finger sticking
and
up.
so on, the tea- yeah,
You want to do it?
oh my god! Oh my goodness!
How about the hats?
Oh yeah, and you had to have the hats as
The
well.
hats had to be a part of
You
the
know?
team, yeah?
The
Yeah,
present,
to
you
have the
know,
hats.
the church still have the hat there.
But all right now, so
Anglican
this is the
church.
hat time, you know, the Easter period.
Yeah, Anglican
Right,
church
they used to have the Easter hat
still
parade
carry
and
on
so.
the tradition.
Hats.
Man, seeing it, yeah,
Anglican
really?
still
They
carry
still have
on,
the Easter
yeah.
hat parade and so? I ain't see it in a long time. Our church kind of do
Yeah,
it
yeah, I remember
sometimes.
seeing it in church.
But
that
you
time.
know, sometimes I wonder why they allow women to wear hats in the church
And not men.
and the men cannot wear hats.
Men
in the
can't
church.
or men
Not,
don't?
They don't. Not supposed to. It's,
Really?
Yeah, really. Check it out.
Well,
You see men have hats
Men
on in
supposed
church?
to wear hats.
Do you see men with hats in the church?
Well, I really don't recall. But
Okay.
I mean, like, I could
Well, I
understand.
guess I am exception because then
Well,
I
it's,
go with my,
it's-
you know,
yeah.
with my
It's,
hat and-
But you sure you never see men with
No,
hats?
no, you
No.
can't. You,
Check it
you're not
out.
allowed to. That is what I know going
Being
on.
dishonoring, dishonoring.
You
the
will have
house.
on your suit
But
that
no
carry
hat.
your felt hat and
But the
stuff
hat
like
is not
that.
carry
But
out.
even-
Listen, but as you reach the church door, you take the hat off.
But Jazzy, even you go in people's houses, the women are allowed
That I can
to.
understand.
What you want? Why? What's the difference?
I mean, it's courtesy, I guess.
But the same thing, the same thing, men. The men.
Going in the body house.
No, in
Well,
the
with
church, once you
church,
reach the
yeah.
church door, you take the hat
Take
off.
your hat off.
Well, this I've got to hear about.
Okay.
Because I would like to think that you should keep the hat on, covering your head
Well,
to go into the church. You take the hat off.
you know
and
how
go
they
into
reverse
somebody's home.
things sometimes.
It's just like people take their shoes off. Some people, but you take them must.
Well, Todd was sing
You know?
about it. Todd was sing
What I
about
say?
it. While in the house, take the hat off your head.
Oh yeah, for manners.
You don't, yeah.
In the house.
You don't
Yes.
have
Well,
to use
but
the fancy.
isn't the church the house of God?
Yeah, but I mean.
But isn't it the
that
church
is
the house of
different to me.
God?
I'd love
Huh?
to hear about that for real.
Yeah.
For the Catholic bazaars were always the best. You got that right.
Look, I'm not disputing that anymore. You understand? But again, the people
But
who
now
are
see-
saying this here, I remember, I gave them props in terms of it's a time frame. It depends on what time that you were talking about.
See, everybody had the favorite.
That's what I'm
The church,
saying.
but
And the time
there's a
frame.
but.
But
There's a but in
Catholic
there.
was
There's a
it?
but.
in my book,
There's a but.
Catholic was
Catholic.
yeah. you know.
Catholic.
I'm not being biased. I Anglican.
Listen,
and, you know,
about again, I
Well,
said
my okay. Sorry, but 10 story one. My event says protocol is that when a man must take his hat off when he enters a building, not just the church.
a building. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
the church is a part of the building, entering that there. But this is why I want to know why a woman can keep her hat on. That's all I am asking.
But you see, because they talk about the covering of the head, but some people think it's a hat. And now in the Bible it talks about the covering. A woman must have her head covered.
with a veil or something
Yeah,
like that.
and
yeah.
I talk about
But,
that in the Bible, so maybe that's why.
Say one said to the pastor in church has at some time in his attire he has a hat on his head.
Like the bishop and so they have whatever it is. Like they were
Yeah.
wearing. But that's different to the hat, I guess.
Okay. Well,
You know?
it's a hat still
And
as
then
long
the
as on the
muscles
head.
and the
As
hats.
long as on the head is a hat.
Yeah.
Feeling you.
Okay. It's 11:12. We can take a break and come back. Okay,
You know what I'm
Jazzy
saying?
Dennis is
I feel
right.
it,
I
yeah.
pulled up with someone a few days ago that back then ladies wore hats and the men and women removed their hats and entering the church was a mark of respect.
Yeah.
The children used to wear the veil. Okay. Yes, so as I understand the building point of it though, for as Yvette says.
Okay.
When you enter a building, you take your hat off. So and it encompasses the church, everything.
So you send me a message
Right.
from asking if I get it planned.
Yes,
Me ain't
yes.
get it yet. The man say he ain't get them yet. He say he have someone order but they ain't come.
Okay, so we can take a quick break and come back. We can get make some money, play some commercials, and come back. Y'all stick and stay. Don't
got-
go
I got
nowhere.
the
You're
past
listening to
studio
Radio
sometime
Market.
too.
Okay,
To
so
pull off some
stay
weed.
with us. Okay, don't go nowhere. Stick and stay.
The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party invites you to a sacred moment of remembrance and honor. Join us on Sunday, 1st June 2025 at the Christian Life Assembly, Bladen's Commercial Development, for our annual Requiem Mass, beginning at 4 p.m. Together we will reflect on the lives, legacies, and contributions of our fallen comrades, those whose dedication helped to shape our party and our nation. St. Kitts Nevis. Comrades, supporters, and friends, come, let us worship, remember, and give thanks in unity and reverence. Their light lives in us. The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, honoring the past, building the future.
This St. Kitts Nevis Music Festival retreat to your home away from home at Brighton Estate. Enjoy exclusive festival rates with a 4-day minimum stay in a peaceful, private setting where comfort and charm meet. Unplug, recharge, and let the luxury of space and serenity elevate your festival experience. Call or WhatsApp 869-662-5772 or email brightonhouseskb@gmail.com to reserve your stay. Brighton Estate, where history meets harmony.
Jamaican patties are back at Rituals Coffee House. Enjoy our full lineup of flaky, flavor-packed patties, beef, chicken, cheesy beef, and cheesy chicken. Hot, hearty, and perfect for any time of day. Head down to Rituals to get yours today.
And we are back, and welcome back. Tell Boyak, give it up. Kalik was the best.
Listen, I gave, listen, I am not.
It's okay.
Just take your phone and that's it. Okay.
It's okay.
Majority, listen.
Oh my gosh.
You know, listen, I'm gonna defend, but it comes to a point where you just have to bow.
I defend too. I'm Anglican, but you gotta give props where props is due.
Again, I would just say the time period.
Okay.
I'm
you
not,
see, he's still okay.
That's all I'm saying.
He ain't giving fully. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk now. We can again. What we can call him? Chopping?
Got to be. Just take the
bowl. Listen.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And with an explanation, I took my bowl with
Zaman, we back. Chopping.
So in other words, you could explain about the wrong call.
Okay then. Okay then.
Chopping. Okay. Now here's Bunny. Bunny is a boys' brigade man for years. He said the boys' brigade started on the 4th of October in 1883 in Sandy Point, 1894 in Sandy Point. Okay, I'm trying to get the understanding. The Life Boys Brigade, 1889, and the Boy Scout Movement, 1908. Okay, so the Life Boys. What the Life Boys used to wear? You remember?
A navy blue pants, a white shirt, a kind of sailor hat, and some navy blue socks and black shoes.
Okay. Now, I never used to trouble oil because you never used
you
to get heckle and stuff?
No, you want to look like a sailor, so right then you know.
Okay.
So they had, Methodist had girls' brigade?
No, not that
No.
I could
Someone, he said, Joan Thompson said the Methodists had girls' brigade.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, maybe. They used to wear the blue and white? Somebody
the
used to wear blue and
guides,
white.
I think.
The
I stand to be
brigade
corrected, you
Yeah.
know, but I can't recall.
Okay. Yeah, the girls' brigade, I think they had wear blue. And then the girl guys used to wear blue with the tie.
Yeah.
And the different tie would tell you the company that you belong to.
Right.
Because I had different companies. Right? So you wear ours was supposed to be green.
I recall
you had the yellow
9
tie.
people
Yeah.
in navy blue skirts and white tops.
And white
females,
tops.
so that could have been the girls' guide.
But at the match still. So what did they be matching? I forget because of the match independence, you know.
Yeah.
For the parade, they'd be on parade.
Yeah.
The brownies, the girl guides, the girl brigade, boy brigades, they'd all be on thing.
Well,
and then you have the pathfinders too.
Pathfinders.
How long the pathfinders have been up?
I don't know.
Quite some
Because they
time.
are very,
They have
very
a big
prominent.
force.
Yeah,
They have a big force.
Yeah,
They have a big force.
The Adventist pathfinders.
I know them probably about 2 decades or more. So they could be like 20 odd years, you know. But there's a very large contingent. You know?
Yeah. The
Pathfinders.
The pathfinders, yeah. We even hear them practicing in the park. They have some drummers and such. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to understand. This is an important WhatsApp. Jazzy, I usually do a week of morning tea. And this morning I realized shortly after I finished my tea, I started feeling better and I almost got a blackout. So I had a glass of water, then sat for a while, and I was okay after that. But this is not the first time I experienced that. But now that the lady said what happened to her, I will have to look into my situation.
Okay. So was it the same moringa tea?
I wonder if it's the same moringa.
If you're listening, you could give us a call and let us know if it's the same
If it's the same
moringa,
moringa
you know?
that you was drinking. That way, me just take a stem, you know, and put it in the water and just let it drop, and me done.
You better start taking off 3
She
leaves.
said yes, Jazzy. It was the moringa.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So that it's potent. You got to know what you're drinking.
Yeah, you
have
gotta
to
know the
how to
portion,
drink it.
yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
know the portion.
Yeah. Because remember, some people have big cups, some
Yeah.
people have small cups.
Yeah.
I know
Some
that
people
when I
take 2
drink it-
cups. Huh?
I know when I drink it, I got endless energy.
Okay.
So I will go to church and I will be dancing,
Okay.
and I say, well, what me? I'm going out. What going on here? And then I
Moringa.
will remember that, it's the moringa.
Right.
You get up energetic.
Right.
That I think it happened to one of my co-workers. So she said she drank it and
is
it made
one
her feel.
of the believers that you always draw tea. You never boil
You
them.
never boil it.
Yeah.
They used to say when you boil it, it becomes poisonous.
Yeah, because you're boiling out all that substance in there. You know, no, I am one of the believers of drying it, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I see my grandmother doing.
You just take out enough of what you need to take out of it.
Why, hey, somebody said, for some strange reason, everybody in the Life Boys used to match like they had knock knee. I don't know why. had to see one the match. Oh my gosh. But that was a Sunday thing, you know. That matching thing was a Sunday thing, eh?
Yeah.
Look, in the Scouts, we were small numbers. Like I tell you, we took a lot of pride. I remember Scoutmaster, one thing he used to say is, keep your chest up and just be a proud person. And so when we, as a unit, we were tight.
Yeah.
Somebody said Methodists have Girls Brigade up until today.
See? Okay. There you go. See? Girls Brigade.
But, what can I say now with the matching? So, and the head, who started the movement in St. Kitts? I wonder.
I have no
Because
idea, but Mr. Byron had played an
Oh yes, Mr. Byron. We used to be. He used to make. I'm sorry, but we used to got jokes with Mr. Byron matching. We used to got jokes with Mr. Byron matching for true. So he was one of the heads. Yes. But, so where did Basil Henderson come in?
Basil Henderson was the 4-H.
Oh, the 4-H. So the
He was the Sea Scouts.
Different.
No, with Hancock was the Sea Scouts. Yeah.
Basil Henderson
so
was
4-H is different to Boys Brigade and Boys
4-H is for the aquatic sports.
Oh. Yeah. You know who was ahead of the Boy Scouts? Super Anglican. What's her name?
Oh.
So, Sherry's Gums is her daughter.
Yeah.
Bernadette Dolphin.
Yeah, and the deputy prime minister was big in Boy
Scouts.
He
was a big scout.
He was a big scout.
But my scoutmaster was Macefield O'Loughlin.
Macefield O'Loughlin?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, his mom's is who used to run the Sunday school.
I remember who was my leader, but Marvin Laws and so was a part of the contingent. Dr. Laws. Dr. Laws was a part of.
Well, Mrs. Herbert, Veronica Herbert. So her daughter is the country branch manager for Republic, Pamela Herbert Daniel. Yeah, she was in charge of the Girl Guides.
Okay.
And she was in charge of the whole company, I think, all the companies.
Okay.
But my sister, Miss Gray, was in charge of the Catholic. I don't know who the, Eldora Williams. Eldora said her brother is Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in charge of one of the contingents, too, like the groups. So everybody had the different
role to play.
Yeah.
So I remember when my punishment was, we used to look forward to Jamboree. Yeah. That's where all the scouts from different places meet, you know, and this one was going to be in Trinidad. But bad boy. So, the punishment, grandmother said, no Jamboree. It's resting.
You must be nearly
listen. Child. You could understand that I still remember those things because I know what happened.
Why we had to get an elixir?
No.
They just tell you,
you ain't going nowhere. And you ain't going nowhere.
You vex bad,
That hurt more than any belt,
I'm telling you, because I meet your partners come into call, to see if you ain't going.
They ain't going. Because you ain't want to go back to most cups.
And then your mother come out and let him, don't come call him, because he ain't going.
Listen, because my friends used to come by, right, and they had a whistle. They used to whistle. A whistle.
Everybody had the call.
Here, my grandmother. Well, let them know the dog in here. But shall we got dogs in the yard?
But you ain't coming out to that car.
Yeah, coming out to that car.
Telling you, boy. Telling you. Those were the good old days, man.
Gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Well, sir, nobody can come call you, and they used to be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
They ain't care what to tell you,
And listen, I don't know, her senses, her ear was so cute and so old. She was clean.
Yeah.
Because her bedroom like 3 rooms back, right, from the gate, but she could hear the gate when it opens.
We have a caller. 1 minute. Good Radio Market. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi. Morning.
Yeah. First of all, there's a lot of static on the line, so I am not hearing you clearly, but I'm going to try to express what I want to express. Right?
And I'm hearing you good.
Okay. The Zion Moravian Church still has a Girls Brigade.
Okay.
An active Girls Brigade. also the Ebenezer Estridge Moravian Church also has an active Girls Brigade troop as well.
Okay.
Secondly, when it comes to the guides, there was a lady who used to be either a manager's wife or something on an estate in Cairn, Cunningham Estate. Her name was Mrs. Maynard. And I think at one time she might have been the Girl Guides Commissioner for St. Kitts. Now, there's a place in Cairn that she had identified as a green space. And so she had organized a planting of trees in that green space. It's a small square area in the middle of Cairn. She also organized to have children, those things like when you go to a park, like swings and seesaws and so on.
Yeah.
Those are all in that particular square in the middle of Cairn, and it was called Maynard's Park after that same lady.
Okay.
So if you know Maynard's Park, that is where Maynard's Park got its name.
Okay.
And it was because of that same lady who was, I think, the Girl Guides Commissioner for St. Kitts, and her influence in that particular organization that was instrumental in her being able to get that space dedicated for children in Cairn. Sadly, over time, when there became a big call for modern-day sporting activities, that Maynard Park eventually became converted into a place for basketball and netball, and of course, concrete. And so there goes the green space. So that is the history of Maynard's Park in Cairn that we all know. And as I said, it was because of that lady who was, I think, either a manager's wife or something on an estate in Cairn, who was the Girl Guides Commissioner for St. Kitts.
Did you say her name?
Miss Maynard.
Miss Maynard. Yeah, Mrs.
Maynard.
So she her first name. Okay.
I don't remember her first name.
Okay.
And I also forgot to say earlier on that at the Ebenezer Estridge Food Fair in Mansion, they always have maypole dancing as a special feature. It takes place in the afternoon, and all of the children get together and they do a very, very wonderful dance with plaiting that maypole.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And as I said, that's happening this afternoon.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you. So we have 2 food fairs this afternoon. Hi, good morning. Radio Market.
Hey, good morning. This is Sugar.
Hey,
Sugar. Good morning.
Let me say good morning to Jazzy. Good morning to Yvette. Dennis and Wango.
Good morning,
Tell Jazzy. Tell Yvette we supposed to be talking on the phone now in WhatsApp. So we are all work like that. That's not showing enough love. Yeah, so with the way it happened in church, right? They don't need a stupidness, The way it happened in church, all the funeral, the people we had, all in Barbados, funeral all over the world. The people we had down. Here too. They don't need a stupidness.
Okay.
Okay, later.
I take care. So you're going to me, okay?
Yeah,
he can talk on WhatsApp. I hope you're hearing this. Okay, somebody said Charles McMaster. Charles
was a scout
master as well.
Yeah.
Good morning, Radio Market.
Good morning.
Yes.
The information that just came today with I found it out the first. However, I think he's speaking about the lady was the wife of Howard Maynard. That would have been Val Maynard down Greenland there, the mother.
Oh, okay. She was from Cairn?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the lady he's speaking about.
Okay, that's right. Ramadan and Valentine.
Yes, I think that would have been their mother.
Okay.
Right? Very stern and disciplined woman. And although I didn't even know that what he talking about, that she was in charge of that, but the way he described, I can see that woman in that line.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Well, Ramadan could verify it.
Okay, yeah,
It's
Ramadan
on.
could verify
Right.
it, yes. Thank you.
Good, take it.
Oh, you did?
Well, Jazzy,
Uh-huh.
well, I want you to have a very good day, and them two men you got there.
Yes.
I'll let them carry on.
Thank you, Beijing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Boy, he good, you know.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning, Radio Market.
Yes, good morning. I'm just calling to say I have a chair set to sell. It's a low seat, a sofa, and a chair. It's going for $1,000.
Okay, so you have three things selling then. Sofa.
Hello?
You have three things selling.
Yeah, the sofa is a chair set, the low seat and the chair.
Okay, one chair set.
Yes, one chair set going for $1,000, and it have a dressing table for $800.
And one dressing table for 800.
Yes.
And that 1 minute. One dressing table, 800. And what's your number?
And you can call 662 6694.
6694. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
Okay, you too. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Jazzy,
Hey,
Sylvine has a message for you.
Sylvie.
She said, "Good morning. I so love Radio Market." And she said, off topic, Jazzy, the choir you played this morning, I thought I was listening to pentatonic without the beatboxing. St. Kitts and Nevis has plenty talent.
Thank you. I can pass it on to the maestro. He is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Good morning, Radio Market.
Hello, good morning, Jazzy.
Hey, what's up, Sonny boy?
Good morning, baby.
Good morning, Sonny boy.
Morning, Sonny boy.
Jazzy, on YouTube, the calling number is very busy. It's hard to get you. I've been trying to get you ever since the show
We
came
have all the
on.
numbers, but may see nobody calling the others. But only the.
Yeah, I've been calling you on the YouTube number. That's 869-8674. That's
Yeah.
the only number I was calling you on.
Yeah. Okay.
Longo.
Hey.
Longo, you remember my grandmother?
Say that again.
You remember my grandmother?
You remember his
If
grandmother?
you remember his grandmother.
No, not right off the bat.
He had a bar shop. He had a bar shop in Southern Alley right there in the corner.
Oh yeah.
When you come up from Westbourne Gut
Yeah.
and Westbourne Southern Alley.
Yeah. Used to say Marby and so. Yeah.
What I call it, say, Jazzy, the biggest day since this used to be for me when I grew up was Harvest Sunday.
Run to Sunday?
Harvest.
Sunday
Okay.
was one of the biggest Sundays.
Yes. Okay.
And my grandmother and them would cook a lot of food in the church. And we eat all the Sunday at the church. Moravian Church. That's on the way. Bishop Gooby and his son Peter Gooby. That's who was the parish, who ruled the parish at that time.
Okay.
And what the guy said about the Scout, Moravian had the Boy Scout.
Yes.
Because I was the Boy Scout and a Sea Scout.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Have a good weekend.
Nice to hear you guys, and Dennis and Wanga. Nice to see you guys.
Thank you, Sonny boy. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. What you saying?
Jazzy, Avril said that it wasn't Howard Maynard's wife.
Mother.
Well, he says it was not Howard Maynard's wife. She was a white lady, a manager's wife of Cunningham Estate.
Okay, that's what my sister just here saying. No, he's wrong. Mrs. Maynard was a white woman, the guide commissioner.
Yep.
Okay. So where does Miss Ting come in?
Who?
She was a commissioner too, Mrs. Herbert, Veronica Herbert. I think she was a commissioner as well. Maybe long
from
after
a different
them.
branch, you know?
Yeah, maybe for a different branch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so let's just go over what we have on the market and come back. Don't go nowhere, are you? This is our theme song now. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. Okay, let me take this call. My people don't listen to me, you know. Good morning, Radio Market. Hi. Hello.
Jackie?
Yes.
Morning.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Yeah, big up Congo and Dennis.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, happy the last of May. And big up ZIZ Radio Market. Jazzy, I was calling you to big up Mel, but I didn't get you Friday. So big up for me, please. You got you yesterday. Love all you. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Oh, God bless you. Okay, so we can just call out the name, what we have, and then come back. So stick and stay as we continue with Radio Market. Don't go nowhere, are you? Okay. So we have NCR papers, 500 count, size 8.5 by 11 for $1,000. The box for $1,000 per box, 660-0819. 3 puppies left, Belgium and German Shepherd, 1,300 EC each, 663-2100. 1 wooden door. Call for info 767-6516. Handmade leather shoes and sandals, male and female, 150 to 185 EC, 663-0484 or 760-6674. 1 chair set, $1,000, the love seat and the 2 seats, etc. 662, and also 1 dressing table, $800, 662-6694. I'm going to explain now. I got to describe the door again. Okay.
Like I say,
I need to know the amount for how much for just in case of, interested, right? Okay, Boyak, any more?
Abel Toussaint says that Mrs. Rhoda Osborne was also the Girls Guide Commissioner at one point.
That's Nugget, their mother?
Nugget mom.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so the commissioners only served for a period of time. Several ladies served in that capacity with Mrs. Herbert, and Auntie Eileen says I was her assistant.
Yeah, there you go.
So, okay. That's it. But I remember I used to go brownies. I went brownies by their mother over in your pan site. Yeah, I used to go brownies. It used to be off the chain. We learn. The thing about it is that it sort of like taught you a lot of different things.
Discipline.
You learn to tie knots. You learn to...
You used to gain badges.
And so on.
From and then you were decorated, that means that you were into what you were into.
And they used to go camping.
Yeah,
they carried you camping, they carried you hiking. We learned to cook, we learned to make cookies and
you
stuff
learn
like that.
survival skills, which is very important. I had to rely on those skills a couple of times, that I've learned,
Somebody says Wanga 4-H was not just aquatic. I was a part of it as a youth. We did a lot of agriculture and rearing small animals like rabbits.
Okay.
And they did art and crafts as well. Okay. Yeah, Charles McMaster was big.
Yeah, he was a scout leader.
In the scouts.
That 4-H was those things with the 4-leaf clover. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we had the little pin on we tie and everything. Okay, what about the Red Cross?
They still stand up to today.
Yeah, Red Cross is still there, but Red Cross was more specifically for like health. More health.
Yeah.
So
rescue kind of.
So there's the one that used to carry out at parades and so when you fail.
Yeah, when you go, they carry you in the tent and they deal with you and so. And therefore, like,
But again, in that day, you learn a lot of survival skills.
Yep.
Them parades had the character,
I'm telling you, right?
Man, he had an inspector who used to march and anytime he march, he spot them digging up the ground. But the whole park.
You know who was bad on the baton?
Brown
boy. When you see who start to swing that thing.
My grandchildren, grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
man.
of them, yeah.
Yeah. He was off the chain.
He was a showman.
A real showman.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well. Okay. So we had the Boys Brigade. We start from the Life Boys.
Yeah.
Then you go to the Boys Brigade.
Yeah.
Then you go to the Boy Scout.
No. The Boy Brigade and the Life Boy was Methodist. So from you go from Life Boy is Boy Brigade.
That's it.
That's it.
Anglican.
Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And the Girl Guides and the Brownies.
And the Girl Guides and the Brownies.
Yeah.
Girl Brigades was Methodist then.
Yeah.
Girl and Boy Brigade.
Yeah.
Yeah, was Methodist. Okay.
Somebody's calling this a while ago and said Moravian still have an active. You remember somebody calling in a while ago and said that?
Yeah, Moravian have a yeah. So you had, and then you have the Red Cross wasn't a church. It wasn't a church thing.
No, it's just a group of people
Just
come
a group
together.
of okay. Oh, Eustace Warner. Yes, he was for the Boys Brigade.
Boy Brigade.
Yeah, and they say he used to think.
He's another one who used to do the same. I think for the army, for the defense force. I think he used to also.
Good morning, Radio Market.
He was one of them.
Good morning, this is Sugar.
Yes, Sugar.
Yes.
Yo.
Blackie Fred Regular.
Blackie what?
Blackie Fred Regular.
Listen. Sugars. Blackie still having children and one of Blackie kittens already have kids. What's up with that?
Get one.
Huh?
When they're born, you're going to get one.
No, listen. I have a lot more to give away here. So don't even think about that.
Okay. You don't give them to no farmers though.
Huh?
You don't give them to no farmers.
Okay. What the farmers them doing?
They're carrying a month, put in the marijuana farm. To grow that.
Okay.
Because, you see, they let them not eat the marijuana itself, at the seed. And when they go in, you get the seed, they damage the whole thing.
But Sugars, you sound like a farmer.
Well, you used to plant them in the yard.
Huh?
You used to have tree in the yard with look at me. But should the cat them now, because as soon as they plant the tree, and they come up, the cat them cut it down. Okay, all the best. Have a pleasant weekend.
You too.
Oh my gosh. Good morning, Radio Market. Radio Market, morning. Hello. Better come to after a while, Okay. So somebody says that Mrs. Herbert, she was took over from Miss Maynard. Okay. Miss Herbert took over from Mrs. Maynard, Mrs. Herbert, and she was one of her mother's. They were very good friends.
Okay.
Yes, and also Miss Gray. Good morning, Radio Market.
Good morning, Gemma.
Yes, good morning.
You know, morning Congo and Boa. What is the name?
Yes.
You know, I heard Boa say something big. We used to go in the hills and do survival. And I think we need to go back to that kind of thing and teach you what is survival. Because, you see, it was important for us. We learned a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't go with hash. And we don't go all over, I think. We don't go deep in the mountain. And do you know that most of the times we depend on raw positive people to set the course for us? I mean, and we are criticians. I mean, I'm talking about guys who come from America, come here and setting the course for us.
And we have people right here who born in the same village. I'm talking about Deaf Bear, Newton Brown, and Philip Williams and things. They don't know anything about the mountain. And these Americans coming and setting the force for us all over the peninsula. We don't know anything about the mountain, and we need to go back and understand what the mountain is all about and what survival is all about. And we need, the agriculture need to get, come up and jump up to the plate and start to plan the roadway and these things like the old time farmers used to do. You see, we're losing it. We're getting so modern, or what call it, Americanized. We as politicians have to depend on Americans to set the course for us when we born here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, Radio Market. Hello?
Hello, Jazzy?
Yes.
Let me call him back. No longer he was right. We used to dress like the British sailors when they were the Sea Scouts. We used to wear blue pants and white shorts and the hat, round hat, and Hancock was the scoutmaster. Samuel Hancock was our scoutmaster. That was just right. Mr. Hancock, he was a Boy Scout and then he went over to the Sea Scouts.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Hi, good morning, Radio Market.
Good morning to you all. Mr. Thomas, good morning. To Dennis,
Good morning.
Dennis Philip, and Saul Pereira. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
A question for both men. You all usually listen to the program in the morning before coming to the studio?
We all listen before you come to the studio?
Yeah, I listen to ZIZ before I get in there.
Good. I wouldn't have liked you all to miss it. You hear all the accolades that Mrs. Thomas get this morning. I hope you all heard that. However, the man before the one that just called, it is correct in a sense that we but know the routes, we know these courses and navigation chairs, but we know it by memory. The people who come here know it, not the way we does, they know it by geographical location of Google. But we can walk those courses and lost them if we want to, but they can't find it unless they Google it. So we know a little more or better than they do. We know it by nature. Anyway, you have a good day. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you very much,
brother. Okay.
Jazzy, how
Gordon.
about Vaporbird?
Vaporbird. She was
a Girl Guide commissioner. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes, Vaporbird. Gordon said his two brothers, Eustace and Roy, used to spin the baton as well. Okay then.
Okay.
All right. Malcy says, blessed Saturday, JDW, praying that all had a wonderful week. I was a brownie and also a Girl Guide. I really enjoyed those days. Also, Dennis, facts, those old folks didn't have any hearing aid, but could hear better than us. Nothing got past them. It's true. It's true. Okay, my sister in Christ, she says that what she tell me about the thing? Because she said big, she said that the Girls Brigade started at Zion Moravian. So they are the first, and then Methodist started after. She said she was a part of it and went as far as lieutenant officer. Wow. Okay. May went that far. How far you went, Boyak and
No, I didn't even reach the boy brigade. I was just a life boy.
In the Scouts,
Okay.
you had a tenderfoot, you had second class, and you had the Eagle Scout.
You had the Eagle Scout?
Yeah, that's
we
where.
had some kind of. What we
That's
had
where
the
you.
Girl Guides?
That's in terms of ranking.
Yeah.
Where you go, right?
We had to have some kind of ranking for Girl Guides too.
Right.
The guides had a ranking as well.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the companies had ranks. But yes.
Yeah, I learned a lot about the inner part of St. Kitts being in the Boy Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Because we used to go camping, we used to go hiking.
We had a thing called
tracking. You put
When you-
certain signs because you have to learn certain signs. Yeah,
Follow the hour,
yeah.
Yeah, follow the hour.
We used to
yes.
play that even at night time. And you get to used to play peewit and
Peewit and
Or sometimes we send young goose
Goose
chase
chase.
on the hour.
I know. Good morning, Radio Market. Hello.
Good morning. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's say if you guys misunderstand, what I'm trying to say, the young people need to know more about the country. They need to know the west side, the trail to the interior and these things. I don't go in house. And we older ones, yes, we know because we are in the mountains. We used to go with man, we used to go with all kinds of food. But the young ones, they don't know it all. Now, these Americans, they don't only make the food, they know it, but because they go in the mountain every day. They go all, Dudon, Mount Media, they go all over. And so they do set the trail for us. For the younger one, not to be the older one. For the younger one, because you have to know the one to set the trail of the trail. You know, but that doesn't introduce to a lot of people that has to teach us a lot about the interior. And it's good to go in back. The run on there, you go all over the island. But we need to know more. The young people need to know about the island and the interior. Thank you.
Welcome. But you know, things change a lot, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, before we used to just get up and go hiking. Like in the summer, and so me and you and Buyak and a few other people would just get together and we gone.
Yeah.
You know, now you have to be guided. You have to be careful where you're going and stuff like that. So,
like he's saying, we need to learn a lot more about the interior because we follow a certain route constantly every day. We have a certain routine, a certain route that we pass. But there's so much happening in the interior that, you know, we need to know and need to take advantage of.
To know. I mean, there's some young people who are quite interested in going on trail walks and all of that, you know. But it ain't. Some parents too are very protective. They want the children out there doing that. You know, is scary for them. Stuff like that. So how we?
But the school do usually organize hikes too. You know.
But when they go walk,
they go certain areas. And you get to learn.
That's the only thing I would let my kid go to walkathon because then the military personnel does be with them. But to say just get up and let my daughter go with a group, no, that's a no for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it had times when we used to even camp out.
Back
in the day, we just go camp.
Yeah.
And just go enjoy ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sleep on your cotton, you know.
Yeah,
and be guarding and stuff like that. I said, what we guarding against? Against centipede and crabs.
I tell you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to be so careful. It is 11:54 and the news is at 12 noon. So, wow. Had a wonderful morning. We're going to go over the list of things. Remember, if you would like to get something from the market, you'll have to call 465-2621 and we will try to get it for you because it's not online. So I'll have to come in and look for it and, you know, the usual, call me back in 10 minutes, I'll have it for you, etc., etc. Okay? But we're going to go over the list and then we wrap up. So we have, from last week, someone needs a Bible reader, 7-volt battery. I don't know if she got through. You can call 465-3645. And then one clothes dryer to give, $600, has a faulty timer, 668-3088. One portable power plane, $350, 660-3900. Someone needs a mechanic, a reliable mechanic. Call for info, 668-6512. One step-up, step-down transformer, 2000 volts. Call 663-1570 for the price. NCR papers, 500 count, size 8.5 by 11, $1,000 per box, 660-0819. 3 puppies left, Belgium and German Shepherd, 1300 EC, 663-2100. 1 wooden door, solid, 767-6516. Handmade leather shoes, sandals for male and females, 150 to 185 EC, 663-0484 or 760-6674. One chair set, $1,000, 662. Well, let me get the other one. And one dressing table, $800, 662-6694. Anybody see Mr. Hodge, right? Oh, you know Hodge? Hodge is the guy who plays at funerals. You know him? Dark, short.
Yeah.
He plays.
The
Anybody
keyboard.
know? Huh?
He plays the keyboard.
Plays keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody know Mr. Hodge? Tell him Jazzy looking for him. You hear?
He's also a good upholstery man.
Yes. Tell him Jazzy looking for him. Any comments over there? Oh, we have done.
No. Well, they just mentioned that Eustace Warner was, and we already spoke about that. You know, he was one that used to
spin this stuff.
Before Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Warner. Somebody said the gentleman needs to understand we're just reminiscing. Most young people aren't interested anymore in these things. Yeah. And that is true. Yeah. Times have changed. Okay, Sister Marcia, thank you. Good morning. Take care. I want to thank all those of you. Okay, hi, good day. Mrs. Henderson is presently in charge of the Girl Guides and Brownies, and they are located at Taylor's Range. Okay. Yes, that's them up there for sure. That's the Girl Guides and Quarters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, 11:58. Any last words, guys?
Well, like always, I just want to give thanks to the Almighty, to the Creator for spared life and having me back here another Saturday to learn and also to give whatever little knowledge that I have. Yeah. So I want to thank all our listeners home and abroad, those in the diaspora, and wherever you are listening or watching us from. I just want to wish you a pleasant weekend and have fun.
I just want to remind the general public to go out and
I'm going over you.
Yeah, to the food fair, and make your contribution. Have a good time.
Yes. Alrighty. So thank you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of Radio Market. We love it. We love it. We love you. Yeah. And God loves you as well. And we may the grace of the Lord, be with you now and forevermore as you go through.
And also with you.
Yes. Yeah. All right now.
Amen to that.
Okay then.